Good evening and welcome to this week's episode of Connect, our family live show, brought to you by Spectrum Television. My name is Uyai Anyekan and it's a great delight to be on your screen this evening. Thank you for joining us and thank you for choosing Spectrum Television. Like you know, on Connect we have all the conversations bordering on relationships, whether they are man-woman related, parents, children related, colleague related, or just general life relationships. Of course, that's what we always come to you on Connect to do, and today will be no different. We're going to be looking at very, very serious issues. Times have really changed, and I remember that the good book says that there is a friend that sticks closer than a brother. But in this time, we are having a lot of cancel culture with regards to friendships globally. There's a lot of motivational speeches and quotes on the internet that tell you if it's not working, quit. If they're not doing this, let them go. You know, someone else is going to come. But there are some people that are gifts to your life and you must know how to nurture these kinds of persons. And like we said, we highlighted some people still from the good books. We say that Jonathan had just David. We also said that Samuel had, just Eli. So there are some things that if you do wrong, you will be losing the best connections of your life. Like, I usually don't have all this great talk and this great conversation alone. So I have great people joining me from all over the place today. Very, prestigious and very intelligent life coaches will be joining me on the show this evening. I have all the way from the United Kingdom this evening, Seun Babs, who himself is a life coach and a Christian blogger. He's joining us all the way from the United Kingdom this evening. And it's such a great, great delight to have our guest on the show. I don't know if our guest is ready. I'd like to say hello to Seun Babs. That is like the Seun Babs, TSB. Good evening and welcome to Spectrum Television and the show Connect. Well, we also have joining us just before they pop up on our screens. We also have Joy Imore joining us. She's a fashion designer and also a life coach. Today, we are towing the line of just life coaches, people who know what to say with the situation on ground. And what are we looking at? We are going to be looking at relationship accounts, building and creating long-lasting relationships for all seasons of life. Well, you know the routine. Follow us across all social media platforms. Hop on the internet right now at Spectrum T Online and let's get your contributions on the show. What has been your best experience with a friend and what has been your worst experience with a friend? These and more are some of the conversations we are going to be having on Connect this evening. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll delve right into the conversation. Good evening. Yes, it is Connect. And you can see every time it's Connect, I get to smile very wide because we're talking love, we're talking family, we're talking friendships. Yes, our guests are ready and they've joined us. I'll redo that introduction again. We have Seun Babs joining us all the way from the United Kingdom this very blessed evening. Seun Babs is a Christian blogger and also a life coach. Hi, Seun Babs. Good evening. And thanks for joining us on Spectrum Television and the program Connect.
nice to be here. I hope we can all hear me.
Yes, we can absolutely hear you. It's so good to have been able to squeeze you out of your very busy itinerary.
I know, right? I know, right? It's so lovely to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We also have joining us this evening Joy Imo. She's a fashion designer and a life coach. One of the best that we have around here. Good evening, Joy. Good to have you on the show this evening.
Good evening, Uyai. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear
Can you
you.
hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so it's so nice to be here. It's really lovely. I like the whole I'm in my office and we can still do this. I don't have to drive all the way to any studio. I really
Right.
like
Thanks
this.
to
Thank you for
technology.
having me.
Thanks to technology, we can do everything.
Yes.
Yes. So I'd like to start from saying happy birthday in
Yeah.
areas to you, Joy. It was a birthday a few days ago. So we're celebrating love and
Thank you.
relationships. Right.
Yeah, Sunday precisely.
All right. Happy birthday in areas. So we are here to talk relationships. And like I did say during the
Yes.
introductions, I don't
Thank
know if you were able to
you.
catch up on the introductions. I was talking about the changing times and trends with regards to relationships. How that our generation is really quick with the cancel culture, where we just say, oh, if a relationship is not working, please make do with that person and get on another person. There's always more fish in the river. So like we said, tonight we're going to be talking about relationship accounts. How do we build and create long-lasting relationships that can cut across all seasons of our lives and still be able to cash out on them in that sense. So I'm going to start with you, Sheon. What does friendship mean to you? I know you're really big on friendships. So what is friendship to you, and what's your idea of relationship accounts?
I feel like friendship is all about connection, and I'm not talking about just a physical connection now. I'm talking about a heart connection. So if you're talking about friendship, you're definitely talking about someone who you can easily relate with on almost every pedestal. You do not have to stress too much to be able to talk to that person. It's someone that gets you, understands you, and knows you so well. So for me, that's what friendship really is. It's about the heart connection.
It's
Yeah.
about the heart connection. So, like with all your friends, you have a heart connection with them. It's not just that, oh, I met this person somewhere and, click, 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 and that was all.
No, 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 no. We just have to be connected somehow through the heart, because I have to be able to, see you beyond what you really are, as opposed to people who just say, "Oh, I'm friends with this, I'm friends with that, I'm friends with that." Yeah, but then there are levels to friendship.
There are levels to
So
friendship.
maybe as time, yeah, they just progress. Yeah.
So when you talk about heart connection, can you break that down? What is it like? Is it like when I met, Sheon Babs and then my heart is doing jiggy jiggy and I'm like, oh, there is a heart connection here. What's a heart connection
Oh
about
no.
with friendships?
I feel like there is something about every individual, so you are able to detect that very thing about that individual, and that places a value on them. And then even for some people who you do not exactly see that value that is in them yet, you're going to take some time for you to see those things, and as much as you see them, you begin to appreciate them, and from there your friendship begins to grow from one level to the other. So for me, that's what it is. It's not really about every time people talk about friendship, some people just think about the romantic part of friendship, or I want to be with this person, and no, because they're just some people, they're just gonna be lifetime friends. Some people are gonna be friends that will connect you to maybe your next job, your next level, or maybe a different kind of things. So it's not every friendship that leads to something romantic. Some is just to transform your life, and some friendships are long term, some are short term. So you have to be able to recognize this type of friendships.
Of course, we can't marry all our friends. Joy, let me come to you this evening. Yeah, we definitely can't. What's been your worst experience in friendship? Now, why I'm coming from that angle is that oftentimes I hear ladies saying, "Oh, me, I don't do female friendships. So women have done me shaggy in this life. As a woman, my best friends are males." So, what's been your worst experience with regards to friendships?
Okay, so I came to a point in my life where fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me became a real thing.
Okay.
I made sure that I don't put
No, the network cannot be cutting that trend of thought.
myself in a position where anybody bad about the relationship. I decided to take full responsibility of all my friendships, all my relationships. There actually has to be a reason why you're in my life. And this wasn't me being selfish. This was me being careful. Because I come from a home where we're taught that my parents made sure to teach us that everybody is nice, everybody is good, everybody, oh, people are lovely, everybody has a good heart. And I believed that for the longest time until I came out into the real world and started experiencing human beings. Then you would know that it's not like that, Sha. You understand? So I had to sit myself down and make myself understand that everybody is not like you. Everybody would not see things the way you see things. Everybody would not react to things the way you do. So I made a conscious effort to make sure that any relationship I want to keep, I made sure I kept it. By that, I mean, I see you for who you are. I see what you can do. I know what you're capable of. But because I value the relationship, not just for the now, but because I know one day I'm going to get married, I'm going to have kids, and my kids are going to need connection in the future.
Come on now.
So, yes, so I have to consciously keep my relationships. I have friends that don't know where I stay, but if you need me, I'm going to drive over. I'm going to be there for you. We don't need to be best of friends for me to be there for you. But I know I am consciously sowing seeds. So after I told myself that everybody will not be like me, I don't want to go back and start recounting, oh, what this girl did to me, what this guy did to me, and stuff. Because I am sure every other person must have had that kind of experience at one point or the other. But I made sure that I told myself, I'm not going to lose people because of who they are. I'm going to keep them because of who I am. So that means I am going to work the relationship to suit me, to suit my need, to suit my time, as it were. So I tailor it the way I want it. You need me, it's important, you will see me. If it's not important, if it's not something that I need to be there physically, I make sure I am there for you somehow. So I make sure that all my relationships are kept. On my own end, I make sure that I try as much as possible to make sure that I don't hurt you. I make sure I don't leave you regretting ever meeting me. I make sure that I don't make you feel, oh, I wish I didn't tell her that. I wish I didn't react that way and all of that.
So there is a
But I
thing.
make sure that,
Yeah, so there's a thing with
yeah, I can
relationships,
hear you.
Joy, right? Where a lot of us in
Yeah,
friendships walk around feeling like, oh, I'm the one who doesn't hurt friends, right? I don't ever offend my friends. If there is an offense, it has to be my friend who offended you. And I think I've seen that trend a whole lot in, like 21st century relationships. Can you break that down a little bit?
that's
Because
true.
it's something you said that bordered on that line, not, being
Yeah,
deliberate about not hurting the next person.
yes. Now the thing is, before you get to that point, you need to live. You need to decide to stop living the life of this is how I am. Oh, if you cannot live with me like this, if you cannot accept me like that, you leave it. Because that is where you hurt people. That is where you step on toes without thinking about how that person would feel, without thinking about how the repercussion would be in the long run, in the future. I don't do one of those. Let me cite an example. One of those, there's somebody called, um because of
Oops, okay. I'm sure she'll be back on the screen very soon. But really serious conversations that we are having this evening, looking at how to build relationships. So Sharon, let me come all the way back to you.
Oh yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, so I'm back. Okay, so because of my line of business, I meet a lot of young people. I meet people a lot because of my kind of business. So somebody referred me to somebody, and then I went back and I said, okay, no problem. Okay, I'm coming to you. When I come to you, I'll call the person in front of you so that we can talk and get to know. And then I made that call in front of the person that referred me, and then we talked, and the person was a bit rude to me, and I'm like, is it because the person thinks they've not met me before, or they think I'm just a nobody, one of the tailors in town and stuff? And then the next thing is, because the person did not agree with my price, the person now started making it look like I was rude and I was wrong and stuff. So he called, it was a guy now, he called the person that referred me to him and said, that girl is very rude. Can you imagine? I was trying to talk price with her, and she was doing like this, she was doing like that. Unknown to him, I was sitting with the person that he just called. The man now said, no, I was here. She called you in front of me. That's not what happened. Do you understand? Now, if it were to be a case where I wasn't there, it would have been my word against his own. Now, that aside, I now told the person, I'm very conscious of how I talk to people. If I am rude to somebody, it's intentional. I'm trying to pass a message, because maybe the person does not know how to respect boundaries, or does not know how to talk to people, especially, this our world, that if somebody drives a car and has house or is married before you, they feel like they've arrived, so you don't even have the right to talk to them. You get? So
Absolutely.
the guy had to tell him, no, now, if she wasn't here, it would have been a different case. She called you in front of me. So I said, if I am rude to somebody, I know it. Unless you're very close to me, unless you're my family, like my immediate family and stuff, even those ones, I can easily recount what I said, how I said it, and how I reacted. And sometimes when I flash back, I'm like, maybe I went off. Maybe the person perceived what I said differently. And most times I call back to say, I'm sorry, that's not what I meant. But the information I gave to you is what I wanted to say. Maybe the way I said it was wrong.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but the information I gave you was what I wanted to say to you. So the thing is, when you think that, oh, this is my life, if you cannot live with me the way I am, or you cannot adjust to fit me, my life, my goals, my dreams, my this, my that, it's just about you. You won't really know when you're hurting people. But when you put other people's reaction, their feelings, their emotions into consideration,
Yeah.
of course, you will know when you're hurting people. The thing is that in our generation, everybody is right.
In our generation, everybody is right. We are the one who must have the first and the last
we are the
say.
ones that are right. The next person is the person that is wrong. So when it happens like that, you just let it go. There are a lot of people that don't think that they can ever be wrong. But then there are a lot of people that are conscious. There are still a lot of people that would say, I have friends that when you call them, they say, Joy, I'm not in the right frame of mind. Please let me call you back. But it's very hard for, especially for my gender, we tend to blame it on mood.
Very nice balance and angle there. And it's going to bring me to you, Sheun.
That is my...
Yeah. So let me talk to Sheun for a bit, because there's a table you just shook. When we are talking about, so how do we even build these friendships in the first place? Because she's talking about being deliberate. When I am your friend, I'm not in that space of mind. How do I communicate it to you and you do not feel offended or blighted in the process? So let's look at building healthy friendships, because in our generation, I feel like a lot of people just have, like you said earlier, Sheun, people are just superficial with the idea of friendships. We are not deliberate how we dig down. So how can we build this friendship? What are the building blocks for healthy relationships that can span generations? Joy said, I need friendships I can hand over to my children. And I think that's something that we don't take cognizance of anymore.
Okay, firstly, I'll talk about values. You have to be a valuable person. If you do not have value, you definitely may not see value in another person, because the value that you have is what you translate out there, and then other people will see. And then if you can see value in yourself, you can as well see value in other people. So this is the thing, with regards to friendship, like she had said something like, something she wants to transfer to her children and stuff. It's very correct, but the truth is, you have to be able to know the type of people that you want to see in your life, because there's a saying that if you show me your friends, I'll tell you who you are, and then your friends determine your worth also. Because I remember the last time, I remember I watched a short clip, and they were trying to explain something like Bill Gates is having a mini celebration. Who are the people he's going to call? Dangote is having a celebration. Who are the kind of people that he's going to call? So sometimes I just put myself like, okay, Sean Bobs is having a celebration. Who are the kinds of people that are going to be there? So it doesn't start like maybe years after. It actually starts now, because the kind of people that you build with are the kind of people that you will see at the end of the day. And then I said something earlier. There are long-term friendships and there are short-time friendships. So there's a preacher that says something. It says the people that will actually value you the most are the people that saw you when they were in their down times. Some people like to show up to you, when you are in your up time, and in your down times, they're nowhere to be found. So people that you actually build with are mostly the people that you actually grow with, and they're mostly the kind of people that you will see at the end of the day, when you need them the most. Because we also live in a life now where people just want to take from you. They just want to take from you. They don't even have anything to offer. So that still brings me back to my first point, value. So the value that you have, the value that you can give, and the value that they can give back to you, and then you guys put that same value together, and you guys can expand your friendship and even get to meet, several other kinds of people. So for me, I think that the major way to kind of like expand friendship is through value. Yeah.
So value is the most important ingredient in building friendships, if you would say. Okay, so you touched on certain things that I really wanted to reflect on this evening. There is a clergyman who, one of his short clips would say, "Blessed art thou who builds with people in their season, of smallness, because when they are big, you are the people they will still fall back on." He also talked about discerning, people when they are just about to, quote and unquote, we are a generation that likes to blow and a generation that likes people that blow. So imagine you, being a celebrity like you are right now, and I am trying to crash gates into your circle of friends that you might have built all the way when you started blogging and you had 1 like, 2 likes, and 10 likes. Now you post, a content on your social media and you have, tens of thousands of responses on them. There are going to be some people that are trying to, gate crash into your circle right now. Let's talk about building with people when they're small and discerning when a person is going to change. Because sometimes I might have been friends with you 20 years ago, but I didn't know you're going to be a big boy. And then somewhere along the line, I did something and our paths, broke up, that kind of thing. So let's address those kinds of issues. Factor in mind, we like to blow and we like friends that are blown. And some of us change towards
Okay.
our friends when we are blown. Shame.
Okay, let me just quickly say this. In terms of this whole blowing thing, I just feel like if you are actually a truthful person, you should not be concerned about maybe a person is blowing or not. Maybe the person is blowing or not. It's a problem. But this is what I usually would tell my friends. They usually would say things like, "We live in a microwave age." I agree. We live in a microwave age, yes. But do you know that before you can do anything with a microwave, you have to time it? If you have food that is frozen, you put it in the microwave. You cannot just put it in the microwave and bring it out. No, you got to put it in the microwave, shut the door, then time it. If you put it for 5 minutes, when it goes around the 5 minutes, it rings the bell. Pam, you open it. If it's not giving you what you want, you put it back. You shut it, then you do it again. So there's a timing for everything. I want to shock you again. The friends that were there at the beginning, when they see that you're expanding to a level, they begin to hate.
Hmm. But is that like everybody in the
Yes. So
circle?
you have to.
But it's
It's
not like
not.
everybody in the circle
It's not
begins to hate.
everybody. But it's not like everybody. But you'll be shocked at the people who actually will do this. Now, this is where I bring the God factor in. Every time God gives you something, when you hold on to the one He has given you, He will not release the next one He wants to give you. So you have to let go of some things, of some people. Let them go. Anybody who wants to go, let them go. Then let the new people come. The people that are going to champion what you have, God actually sends them. There's a guy. Let me just bring this in. There's a guy who everybody knows. He's a musician. His name is Portable. My friends are amazed that I love the guy. Trust me, I love Portable. as I'm sure you're probably shocked. Yeah, you're probably shocked that I like someone like that guy. You need to listen to this guy speak sometimes. I've loved him like when he started out because you hear him say some short things. He used to say things like, "Person will go help you, no go stress you." You need to listen to what the guy says. And for real, yeah, I watched one of his interviews recently. It was 1 hour, 36 minutes. I watched it from the beginning to the end. You need to hear what the guy said. He spoke majorly about friendship.